r/AskReddit, what's the scariest thing about being a woman? A man could kill me without even breaking a sweat. 100%. Had this feeling most acutely when I was training Muay Thai kickboxing several years ago. I was in great shape, and am not petite. I am 5 feet 7 inches, and then would watch totally out of shape small men send a 300 lb plus bag rocking without any training or fitness. It made me realize that even if I could defend myself somewhat, one clown's punch could kill me. Very humbling and disturbing. The unnerving calculation I have to make in deciding whether it's worth it to be polite and engage in conversation with a stranger, or to come off as cold and dismissive for the sake of my own safety. It's like playing a perpetual game of risk assessment. I had to explain to my husband why I don't react with straight-up anger in certain situations. It's safer for me to nervously laugh and GTFO than to confront someone and have them follow me to my car. Scariest but most frustrating thing ever for me has always been our lack of physical strength. Scariest because I'm always suddenly aware of that strength difference when a guy's upset or when I'm walking somewhere at night, and it just makes me feel so weak and I hate it. Most frustrating when it's used to mock us by certain men, not all men of course, or not take us seriously. My wife is routinely surprised by my ability to just move the fridge or washing machine with little to no effort. To be honest, so am I. I guess it depends on where you live, but as a Mexican woman I'd say existing is the scariest thing about being a woman. Just Google Mexico feminicidios and you'll get it. South African, and I feel the same. Just look up our rape stats. How does it get this bad? Giving birth to a child is dangerous and post-mortem injuries can be very serious. That almost any man you meet can easily overpower you without much effort. Any woman who ever had to physically fight a man knows well how helpless she felt at that moment. Spellcheck wants to know if you meant postpartum. The first time you have your period is pretty scary even if you are prepared. Being raped or murdered by a man you trusted. The average woman is not as strong as the average man, the thought that they could do it at any moment always lingers. By a man you trusted. Dudes will literally beat the shit out, or even kill you in a fit of uncontrolled emotional rage over mundane things, while simultaneously claiming you are the one that's unable to control your emotions. Women are too emotional, and that's what makes them great mothers and homemakers. It's also what makes them completely unfit for proper leadership roles. Probably the fact that there are men, of which you can never identify with certainty until it's too late, who will prioritize their desire for your body over anything else, your consent, your well-being, your life, anything. I love being a woman, but I hate having a vagina. Like whoever created us, couldn't they have made it a little harder for women to just be raped? I just can't understand it. I'm a violent crime survivor, and I guess as a woman it's a fear of being attacked again. We have to check in with our friends whenever we go on a date to make sure we have not been killed. Winter, it's like been on house lockdown because it gets dark so early, and it's not safe in the dark by yourself outside. I remember one time a friend picked me up and threw me over his shoulder in a joking way, and the sheer fucking panic I felt as I realized I literally couldn't get out of it. Oof. I live in the UK, we don't have any natural predators like wolves or bears or snakes. Just men. I would love to walk outside at night, but I can't because men refuse to behave themselves and it ruins it for all women. That there is no cure for some female-specific diseases, PCOS, endometriosis, but unisex/male diseases are much better researched. There's more research and money put into how to keep a man's dick hard than there is about any female-specific condition. Pushing a baby out my hoo-ha. Also, how vulnerable you are when you're pregnant. I never found the pushing it out to be the scary part, the mere fact I could grow an actual person inside of me was wild. One day there is no person, then there is, just chilling in there until they decide they have had enough. Given how painful it is, I'm somewhat surprised women can psych themselves up to have more than one. Not knowing if a guy is being friends with you to take advantage of you or if they're actually being genuine. Confusing and scary. Having to have my rapist's child against my will. Been there, nearly done that, gotta love a chemical pregnancy. Going pretty much anywhere alone, even during the daytime. The fact that I've had to learn to be aware of my surroundings just because I'm a woman makes me mad. For me, it would be being SE'd and then even worse, not believed. Not knowing who you can trust, that is probably the scariest, because every man you pass by or meet is a potential threat. Even if they are the sweetest soul alive, you still have your guard up and aren't sure if it's all an act or not. Even with friends, at least I have learned that you never really know who has ulterior motives. How easily I am to lose at a physical fight and get sexually abused, it's very easy FYI. Having to rely on men in order to have rights. and praising their egos endlessly if they simply agree to the bare minimum of equal rights. Never being 100% safe. No matter what. The fact that my basic human rights are up for debate and are not guaranteed. More annoying than scary, but it's the constant gaslighting when you experience a discomforting situation or you don't agree with something. I know oftentimes it's simply projection, but it still grinds my gears. That at any point before menopause, I can just get pregnant, and if I don't catch it in time, I must have a baby. Despite Canada having a much longer window than some states, I know of friends who only learned they were pregnant later on and just had to deal with it. I can't even believe there was a time that all points of the pregnancy this was true for women. Childbirth is dangerous and hard on the body, and is my biggest fear. Knowing that whether or not someone sees you as a person worthy of agency and respect often has nothing to do with how you act or who you actually are. That goes double when you're a queer woman. Falling in love with someone and trusting them and sacrificing for them only to have them leave you when you get old. I'm so scared of that happening to me. Not believed or blamed. Society's expectations of women are pretty terrifying. The need for constant vigilance. The series of questions that run through my head when I'm by myself in a public place. How well lit is the area? How many people are around me? How far away from me are they, and how much time would I have to get away if need be? Are there enough people where, if I were attacked, I could reasonably expect someone to help? There is a long-standing stigma of women being overly dramatic and medical professionals, even female professionals, dismissing their pain or discomfort. I had several friends of varying ages who were misdiagnosed or ignored because the doctors assumed it was a pregnancy or period-related problem. Meanwhile, my older brother went to the doctor for what was essentially heartburn and got every test under the sun to diagnose it. My big sister kept getting told she had fatigue. Kept being fobbed off. Her husband made her change DRs, got proper tests done. She had kidney and lung cancer. I work with domestic violence and SA survivors. I don't even know where to start. Including men and LGBT survivors, elderly and children, human trafficking and stalking. Yup. I haven't even been through as much as other people, but there's a fear in the back of my head that no matter how good a man seems, how careful I try to be, he'll perfectly hide who he really is from me, and I'll suddenly find out this person is a monster. Hello everyone. Thanks for sticking to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. I just wanted to humbly ask you to subscribe to the channel. According to my statistics, 100% of my viewers in the past 28 days are not subscribed. I have always wanted this channel to reach 1,000 subscribers, and if you want to support and be a part of that, subscribe. It's free and it's an awesome way to support the channel. Thanks again. Reddit glitch out.